Hi guys, welcome to Markham990 for an unboxing of the Rise of the True Dragon structure deck. Yeah, on this channel I'm looking to do some Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG unboxings, every release in the English TCG. I'm going to be trying opening for you guys, whether that's a structure deck, a booster box, a tin, anything. I thought I'd start with this great little structure deck that's just come out. I'll let you know more about the channel at the end of the video. I think right now, let's get straight into this structure deck. So it's a 41 card set, I believe. And with 36 commons, 2 ultra rares, and 3 super rares, and is, of course, as the name suggests, all about dragons. And we've got some great little cards in here, so I'm going to open it up and show you what's in here and give you some analysis and see if it's worth the money. I paid $7.99, that's in GBP, in pounds sterling, but I'm sure it'll be around $10, the usual structure deck price. Oh, and as a bonus, if anyone could tell me what this reloaded symbol here means, I would greatly appreciate it. So let's crack into the deck and see just what we get in here. I'll try and open these things neatly sometimes, but I've just given up, so I think we'll just crack into it and see what we've got. And I made a right hash of this. I do keep some of my Yu-Gi-Oh! Boxes, but this won't be one of them. There we go. So we've got into the deck, and a variety of things have come out, or are trying to come out. Here we go. Right, let's put all the packaging to the side and see what we've got in here. So, first of all, we have our Rise of the True Dragon Structure Deck Beginner's Guide, which, you know, gives some tips if you're new to dueling, know your monsters, you know, just the basics of the game if you're starting out. And I think this is a really good deck to start out with. I'm sure if you buy 3 of them, you can put together a pretty decent deck. I'm not sure if it would be tier 1 exactly, but it certainly would be a very good deck to use. So yeah, this is just for your beginners who are looking to start the game. Pendulum monsters XYZ or XYZ, and synchros and fusions. So yeah, there's a beginner guide there if you need that. Put that to the side, and then we've also got oh cool, a nice Rise of the True Dragon structure deck game map right here. So it's pretty much full size. On the right side here, as you can hopefully see, there's the deck zone's cut off and the graveyard at the top's cut off. But if you're looking to start the game and play it as a beginner, it will do. So I'll just lay that down there, and we can put some of our cards on that. And here's the deck itself. So try and get into this in a nice way without trying to damage it. But these Yu-Gi-Oh! Decks are notoriously hard to get into, so forgive me guys if I'm a little bit slow on this. There we go, so I found the trigger point there, and we've got a relatively nice break. So I'm going to go through these cards one by one and have a bit of analysis on which are the key cards in the deck. So let's start with Archbrave Dragon, which is one of the 2 ultra rare cards in the deck, and one of the boss monsters, and one of the key monsters of the deck. It's making its debut in the TCG. And it's a really, really powerful card. It has some great effect where you can banish, when it's special summoned, you can banish as many face-up spell or trap cards your opponent controls as possible. And if you do this, card gains 200 attack and defense for each card banished. And then during the standby phase, if it's in the graveyard, because it was sent there, you can target 1 level 7 or 8 dragon-type monster in the graveyard, accept this and special summon it. And the card you're looking to bring out is, of course, the big boy on the front of the deck. That's Divine Dragon Lord Felgrand. So these two kind of work together in combination to help bring each other out, and that's really the main combo of this deck. So Archbrave Dragon looks really cool as well. So I'm going to pop that on the game mat as one of our special cards right there. And then here he is, Divine Dragon Lord Felgrand, the cover star, also making his debut in the TCG in ultra rare. And this guy's a really cool effect too. When he's special summoned from the graveyard, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls or in their graveyard, banish it, and if you do, this card gains attack and defense equal to the banished monster's original level or rank times 100. If this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can target 1 level 7 or 8 dragon-type monster in the graveyard, accept this, and special summon it. So you can see this is trying to bring out Archbrave, and Archbrave's trying to bring out this. And I'm just going to say the artwork on that is really, really nice. So that's another great card there. Those two work together, and if you pick up 3 of these decks, you can choose to run 3 of them if you'd like. The next card is one of the super rares, again making its debut in the TCG. This is Dragon Knight of Creation, and an interesting story about this. This was previously a V-Jump promo in Japan in April 2016. So that's been brought to the card game, and this card really helps bring out the 2 dragons. You can when it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can send one level 7 or 8 dragon type monster from your deck to the graveyard, so either of the two boss monsters here, and then send one card from your hand to the graveyard, target one, and target one level 7 or 8 dragon type monster in the graveyard, send this card to the graveyard if you do special summon that monster. So it's really a way to bring out those dragons quite easily. You can only use it once per turn, and with 1800 attack, it's quite a good monster anyway. It's another key card for the deck, so I'm going to put that to the side there. And now this is another one of our really good cards. This is Ruins of the Divine Dragon Lords, another one of the debut monsters in the TCG. This is the super rare one, and this summons the nice little dragon token that we should see a bit later. And this has a really good effect. It stuns effect monsters, and you can run over them really with your big Archbrave or Divine Dragon Lord Felgran monsters. It negates the opponent's monster's effects, can summon a token. It's a really good card for this deck. It's a continuous spell card, so another really key one for this deck. But this one, I think, is the highlight of the deck and why a lot of people will be buying it. It's definitely the money card of the set. I believe it's going for about $4.50 at the moment, or £3 in England. And it's in super rare, debut in the TCG, of course. And what it is, it's basically a monster reborn for the deck. You can't bring out an opponent's monster, but you're not really looking to with this strategy. So you can bring out a level 7 or 8 monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and then, so that's already a great effect, if a dragon type monster you control will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. So you can see why this card is a really great addition to any dragon deck. So for this card alone, I see a lot of dragon duelists picking up the deck. And I can definitely see it being run at 3 if you're looking to compete properly. So definitely going to put that on the mat as one of the highlights. And now we'll get into the commons. So those 5 are the foils of the deck. So we've got Paladin of Felgrand making its debut in the TCG. Just works with the strategy that the deck is trying to use with Divine Dragon Lord Felgrand and Archbrave Dragon. Equipped to that dragon type monster. Then we've got Guardian of Felgrand, which is again making its debut in the TCG, and is similar, is also trying to help you bring out the 2 dragons. And then we got Felgrand Dragon, which for some of you who remember the Rise of the Dragon Lord structure deck, this was the main card in that, and now it's obviously got an older brother in Divine Dragon Lord Felgrand, but it's still in this deck and you can still use it if you want, and you know, it's a pretty cool card artwork wise as well. Next we have Dark Blaze Dragon and Herald of Creation. Decoy Dragon, which is a card I've always liked. Its effect is really good. If this card's targeted for an attack, you can target one level 7 or higher dragon type monster in the graveyard and special summon it. And if you do, change the attack target to it and perform damage calculation. Now, whether you can get your opponent to attack into Decoy Dragon is another story, but it's a really cool little card, and obviously it works with Archbrave and Lord Felgrand. So if you can pull it off, it's a great card for the deck. So that's Decoy Dragon. And now, another highlight of the deck, in my opinion, is this Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. A very hard card to get outside of this deck. I have the secret rare version from Joey's World, and you don't really see much of this card outside of those sets. So to get it in a common now is really good, and obviously its effect is insane. It's one of the best dragon type monsters you can really play in any sort of deck. So to have it in this deck is really useful. So there's Red Eyes Darkness. You've got Red Eyes Wyvern, which is always a desirable card, and you know, it really helps bring out your Red Eyes Darkness. You've got White Knight Dragon. Lovely artwork again. A lot of these cards are really cool, so even if you're just for aesthetic pleasure and want to look at these cards, then the deck's a decent buy right there. And then Dark Storm Dragon. Armed Protector Dragon. Evil Swarm Zahuk. Eclipse Wyvern. This card's always an annoying one for me, because whenever I picked up a premium gold box, I always got this card, and it was always the card I didn't want to see. I always wanted to pick get something better, and this card always came up, so I'm going to skip this one. We've got the duo. We've got White Dragon Wyverbuster and then Black Dragon Collapse Serpent. Then we've got a Keeper of the Shrine. Another cool bit of artwork there. Kidmodo Dragon, which is pretty cute. Then we've got a few Lightsworn cards. We've got Jane the Lightsworn Paladin, Aaron the Lightsworn Monk, and then my favourite one is Raiden, Hand of the Lightsworn, which is a great card. It has a really, really good effect, and it's a tuner as well. But its strategy really, really benefits this deck by sending the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard. It's just, with this deck, you want to see your best cards in the graveyard, so its strategy really, really helps you get out those boss monsters. So it's a really good card for this deck. And then we have Card Trooper, which is just a great card anyway. Really happy it was printed in this deck. Again, sending the cards to the graveyard, it gains attack for that. But again, it helps with that strategy of getting your cards in the graveyard. And then if it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can draw as well. So I really, really like this card. Then we've got Dragon Ravine, which is the field card for this deck. And it's really, really good. Once per turn, you can discard 1 card. So say if you want to discard your Archbrave or your Lord Felgrand to get it in the graveyard, you can. Then activate an effect. You can send another Dragon-type monster from your deck to the graveyard. So you can see the kind of strategy and cycle the deck's looking to do. So everything's looking to benefit those dragons. Then we've got some classic dragon support in the form of a Wingbeat of Giant Dragon, which is good. If you want to destroy spell and trap cards, it's a great card. Trade In, which is always a great card for dragon decks. You discard 1 level 8 monster, so in this deck it would be Divine Dragon Lord Felgrand or others, but he's the main one, and then draw 2 cards. So there's some really good plays you can do with this. You can pop him in the graveyard, draw 2, and then summon him back out with another one of the cards you're using. So this is a really, really good card for the deck. And then you've got a really good card, Foolish Burial. Just getting your monsters in the graveyard. You can see the theme starting to recur here. You want your monsters in the graveyard. Hand Destruction does that as well, except you choose 2 cards from your hand to the graveyard, so you can choose your dragon if you want, and then draw 2 cards as well, so you can really get your card in the graveyard and then gain as well. So there's some really, really good cards for this deck. We've got Reinforcement of the Army, which is a staple for warrior-type monsters, another nice little card to have. The Warrior Returning Alive, again, some warrior support there. Charge of the Light Brigade, which helps the Lightsworn aspect of that, but again, it sends the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard, so extremely useful here. Terraforming, great little card, helps you add that Dragon Ravine to your hand if you want to use it. We've got Dragon's Rebirth, which helps you bring those dragons out. Burst Breath, just for clearing the field. Needlebug Nest, which is a really cool little common card, and it sends the top 5 cards of your deck to the graveyard, so you're just going to be stacking that graveyard the whole game. Your graveyard is going to be so full at the end of this. This is a really cool common and a great card that I was happy to see in Breakthrough Skill. It was a staple that I never really played with the decks I run. I run a Harpy deck, but I always saw this card and thought it was really cool, and it's a great staple that, you know, pretty much all decks can run. Happy to see it printed here in common. Then we have Call of the Haunted, which just helps you special summon those cards out your graveyard. It's generally a really good card for whatever deck you run. And finally, Oasis of Dragon Souls. And we have something else. Here's the Dragon Lord token that Ruins of the Divine Dragon Lords can summon out, and it's just a cool little collector's piece. If you want to use it, it looks really cool. So that's the deck. Gone over everything in there. So the emphasis on this deck, if you're looking to pick it up, is, as I've already mentioned, special summoning from the graveyard. You want your cards in the grave so you can bring them out with the, the plethora of spells and traps that you get in this. Archbrave and Felgrand special summon each other with their effects, and then you get cards like Dragon Knight of Creation which bring them out. So there's a cycle going on here, and I think the support cards are really good. In terms of negatives, there are cards that can shut down this deck. Cards that focus on shutting down special summoning, like Vanity's Emptiness, would be really, really useful against this deck. But on the whole, is it worth the money? Yeah, I mean, Return of the Dragon Lords alone is going for nearly half the price of the deck, and you get some really cool cards, like the 2 boss dragons, Archbrave and Lord Felgrand, should go for at least £1 a piece. You got some really cool staples like Breakthrough Skill, you got some newer cards. And on the whole, it just seems like a really fun deck to play with. And if you get 3 of them, you're going to have a pretty good deck there. You will have to still add some cards to it. It's not like Monarchs where you could pick up 3 of their decks and have a pretty much tier 1 deck right there. But on the whole, it's a really, really useful deck. So if I was to say buy it or leave it, I say buy it. There's some great cards here, a lot of fun that can be had, and Dragon players, they deserve some support. So that's the unboxing for you guys. In terms of what I'd like to do with the channel, as I said at the start, I'm going to be unboxing all the English TCG releases of Yu-Gi-Oh! In time for you. So the next one is the Dark Side of Dimensions movie pack, which releases on the 21st of July. So I'll either be getting a booster box of that or just a hell ton of packs to open for you guys, so look forward to that. We've also got the Dark Illusion core booster, so again I'll be getting boosters or a booster box of that, and then the 2016 Megatins with the 2 Egyptian God cards in, which I'm really looking forward to. And then there's some other little sets that haven't officially been announced in England yet, like the Duelist pack Robbers of the Pharaoh and the Legendary Decks 2, which I'm super excited about. So look forward to all of those guys, and I'll bring them here for you, and we'll be analysing them and unboxing it like I have done today. And maybe there'll be some other TCG videos as well, maybe a little bit of Pokemon, a bit of Weiss Schwarz, but on the whole I'm going to be doing Yu-Gi-Oh! For you guys. So if you're a Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan, check into the channel. I'll be bringing you all the content you can handle, all the unboxings you can handle, every new set I'll be analysing for you and opening on the channel. So don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, comment if you've got any requests or any improvements you think I could make, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Anyway, take care guys, thanks for watching.